everyone, it's Sarah from sarahannCreations.blogspot.com. I know it's been forever since I filmed a video. In fact, the last video I made was my DIY wedding invitations, and since then I have gotten married, and I've been married for about 4 months now. So I was definitely very busy, but I have found the time to share some other wedding DIYs with you. And today I wanted to share with you our save the dates that we made. Now, I don't know, but I've noticed that save the dates have gotten a little more popular now. At least in my opinion, or in my experience, they've gotten a little more popular. I didn't originally plan on doing save the dates for our wedding, but I don't know, I felt like it was missing something, so that's why I made them. And as you can see, our save the dates look like mason jars, which is what our centerpieces had in them. They were all made of mason jars and like wood slices. So in order to carry kind of a theme throughout the wedding, that's why I decided to make the mason jars. Now, they may look a little complicated, but they're super easy to make. It is just some black cardstock, some acetate or transparencies. You can buy this in a big box at an office store, or you can go to their copy center and ask for them, and you just pay for them individually. And then some black burlap and red ribbon, which we both used on our mason jars for our centerpieces as well. So they got dual purposed. And on the inside, we made our own save the date magnets, which I'll go over how we made everything, just to give you ideas on what you can do for your own wedding, or you can use similar ideas for baby showers, bridal showers, birthdays, all kinds of events. So let me start off by showing you how we made the card portion. So the image we used for our save the dates was on the Doodle Charms cartridge on page 95, and it was this image right here. So we didn't use anything else, just this one. And I fiddled around with it on my gypsy in order to get what we wanted. So let me show you what I did. In my gypsy, I created a new mat. And with this mat, there's going to be 2 layers. The first layer is going to be the card itself, and then the second layer is going to be what the acetate's going to be cut like. So for layer 1, I went in and I took 2 of the mason jar images, and I went into hide contour, which is right here, and I hid everything on that image other than the very outside edge. Then on each of those images, so this image, I copied it, I pasted it, and then I flipped it upside down so that it was almost like a mirror image on top of it. I did the same exact thing for this one. Just repeated that. Then I used the arrows over here, and I scooted them a little bit closer so that they overlapped slightly. And then I welded them together. Now the reason I did that was when I remove them from the piece of paper, I can score it, and I can fold it in half, and it's my pre-made card. And I only have 2 on here because our paper was 8.5 by 11 versus a 12 by 12. If you had a 12 by 12, you could easily fit 3 of those. Now all of the mason jars are sized at 4.94 inches. And then the card as a whole was 9.79 inches in height. So then I went to layer 2, and this is what the acetate's going to be cut out on. So I went in and I took 4 of those same mason jar images, and I hid, let me take the book, and I hid this line and the top 3 slits on the mason jar. But I kept the bottom one, the 4th one, and then the very bottom one. So there's only 2 slits in the jar. And then, so there's only 2 slits in the jar. So that's what the acetate ended up getting cut like. So, when you look at the save the date, you obviously notice that there isn't acetate up here. That's because I used that last line to trim it off. I wanted it to look like it had a lid versus the full look of glass. Now, another thing that you could do with this that would be cute is take silver paper and cut out a silver lid so that it looked like the little mason jar had a silver lid on. That would be cute too. Then, what I did is I just attached the little transparency by using my ATG gun, and I just attached it here because I knew I was going to cover it up with burlap. Then I just cut a little strip of burlap, the width that I wanted it, and I used ATG tape again and pasted that down. And I frayed the edges a little just by pulling out little strings. For the ribbon, I just used the cheater method where you just tuck it up underneath a little and then you tie this little knot right here. For the save the date, I just went to my computer and typed a bunch of save the date and then cut them out using my trimmer. And I just popped those up on some foam squares to give it a little dimension. Then on the inside, if you can tell, there's little tabs on either side that holds the magnet. Now, those tabs were created using this little tool. This I actually purchased online by, I think it's Making Memories, or I'm not 100% positive the company's name. But what it is, it's actually a ribbon tool where you cut a little slot for your ribbon so you get like a weaved effect on whatever you're making. But it also comes with this little half moon shape. And I made a template for this particular project. And I put it down and I marked where I wanted to cut it. Then I took this, lined it up, and used a little hammer and was able to cut 2 slots to hold the magnet securely. Then, just to help people, because I know a lot of people were confused as to what our save the date was, they just kind of threw it in their junk drawer. So I actually added this little label at the top that I just printed off of my computer, and it says magnet, remove from sleeve, place on fridge, and save the date, so that they didn't have any question as to what it was. And let me show you the magnet. Now, the magnets we made ourselves as well. Once we got our pictures back from our photographer, we just fiddled around with the placement and design of what we wanted it to look like. We knew we wanted it to be a business card size, and this was our winning design. So then what we did is we set it up to print on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, and it print 9 of these per page. So we then bought this 8.5 by 11 HP Premium Plus photo paper, and it is the soft gloss kind. And it's really nice for like these photos because it's not too glossy and it won't hold too many fingerprints. So it actually gave it a really nice look. So once we printed all those off, I took them to my trimmer and I just trimmed them up to the business card size. Then at Office Max, we purchased these business card magnets. And they look like this. They have like a little protector on the back and then the magnet on the other side. This is just protecting the very sticky glue or we did was we removed these and we very, very carefully placed our picture on top of it. Now, you have to be really careful because the first few we did, they buckled and they got air bubbles and all that stuff. So just go slowly and have some patience with it. But they did turn out like amazing. So it's definitely worth the time and effort. So once that was done, I just placed them into a clear sleeve. Now, I purchased these from clearbags.com. I'm not 100% sure how much they were, but I don't think they were very expensive. And we just slid the magnet inside, removed the strip, and then just sealed them. Now, this probably isn't necessary, but I wanted to make sure they were protected until they got to the recipients. So, you just take that and you slide it right inside. Just like that. And then you have a completed save the date for your wedding. This would be useful for weddings, for any occasion really. Even baby announcements this would look really, really cute for. Just change up the shape to like a bassinet or something like that. There's definitely many things you could do with this. So I hope that helped give you some ideas and some inspiration on something to do for your wedding or for any other occasion. So until next time, I'll see you guys later. Bye.